Good morning, Digit fam. It's a weekday, it's noon, so that can only mean one thing. It is time for your daily dose of tech and geekery with me, Adam Dowd. And this time on the Vacation Tech Tour, I want to talk about headphones. This vacation, though not planned in advance, I ended up taking 3 sets of headphones because each set checked a specific box for me. Also, coincidentally, I ended up with a Plantronics trifecta of headphones, so go figure. All of these are terribly named, but I took the Plantronics BB500 over-ear headphones for wired sound, the Plantronics V6200 headphones for noise-canceling podcast listening in the car, plus I had the super compact Plantronics BB-Fit 3100 true wireless earbuds for when I was out and about around the town. It was all Plantronics all the time, and they all filled their niches admirably, but what I was missing was one set of headphones to do all 3. I really needed a wired set of headphones that had noise cancellation, but where you could take the ear cups off and just turn them into true wireless earbuds. That doesn't exist yet, but hopefully soon. I know this is totally a first world problem here, but there's gotta be a better way to do this. Anyway, for now, it is June 26, 2019, and this is your Digit Daily. So, remember how Huawei ended up on that entity list and the US completely shut off all dealings with the Chinese telco company? Well, turns out not so much. Like all good laws in the United States, this one is pockmarked with loopholes and workarounds that allow companies like Micron and Intel to continue selling to Huawei. As it turns out, and this really isn't all that surprising if I'm totally honest, as long as the component is made entirely outside of the United States, any company is good to go on selling to Huawei. There is a caveat here. If support or other services that component is reliant on come from the United States, then that's a hard no-go. Initial stoppages of shipments and sales to Huawei had 2 reasons behind them. 1, to comply with the law, and 2, to unleash the horde of lawyers on the problem to find a legal workaround, and workaround they did. Micron, an Idaho-based memory chip company, basically said as much during its earnings call, saying, quote, "We determined that we could lawfully resume shipping a subset of current products because they are not subject to export administration regulations and entity list restrictions." Good thing you pay for those lawyers' golf memberships, eh? In the case of Micron, this is an important legal loophole to find because should Micron drop the proverbial ball, foreign memory chip makers like, Samsung would be happy to take up the slack. If that were to happen, the only damaged party here would be Micron itself. USA! USA! Yeah, it still sounds gross. In the meantime, government officials are split about what to do with it. I know, shocking, right? US government officials being split on an issue like this? I mean, really, who saw this coming, am I right? Whew, good thing I was sitting down. Some government officials sort of applaud the legal wizardry that allows American companies to comply with the law, but still make some Benjamins on the side. Others, like Garrett McKee, the White House National Security Council spokesman, criticize those companies, saying that those companies are violating the spirit of the law. The one thing that all those officials had in common was there wasn't a darn thing they could do about it. Meanwhile, on Twitter, one user pointed out that President Trump ran on a platform that suggested that businesses needed freedom from pesky government oversight and regulations. In the meantime, this is not over. China recently announced that it would publish its own unreliable entities list, though what the consequences would be there are unknown. But there might be more far-reaching effects that benefit neither China nor America. Kevin Wolf is a former Commerce Department official and partner in the law firm Aiken Group. He's quoted often in this New York Times article, and he said that this trade war could cause, quote, companies to fundamentally rethink their supply chains. We get some clarity on that remark from a research fellow at Peterson Institute for International Economics, whose name is mispronounced Martin Chozempa, who said, quote, American companies can move some things out of China if that's problematic for their supply chain, but they can also move the tech development out of the US if that becomes problematic. It's a big world out there, and it's made up of a lot of places that are not in the United States or China. Just something to think about. And while we think about that, let's head into the Roundup! But we're not done with Huawei just yet, since the company announced that 2/3 of 5G networks outside of China, and the US obviously, use Huawei tech. This is despite pressure from the US on other countries to not play nice with the Chinese company. Huawei is fighting a heated battle with Ericsson and Nokia for 5G deployments and has gone as far as to sign We Promise Not to Spy pacts with the UK and India. And just a quick note to the UK and India, if a company has to sign a no spy pact, they're totally gonna spy. Last week, along with Facebook's proud announcement that it would be launching its own cryptocurrency, came its assertion that many prominent companies would be participating by accepting the currency, including Visa, Lyft, Spotify, and eBay. Well, it turns out that the only reason these companies agreed was because of the non-binding nature of those contracts. What that means is, if the cryptocurrency sucks, they can leave. But sure, go ahead and use our logo for your fancy speech. It turns out that companies don't trust Facebook to, not be slimy about this like they are about literally everything else. Who could have seen that coming? Earlier this month, Oppo showed off some nifty under-screen camera tech that would allow a front-facing camera on a phone without a notch or a pop-up mechanism. Today, Oppo is giving us more detail about the tech, including the hurdles it still needs to overcome. Android Authority has the details, but the key line in the article is this one, quote, Oppo says the picture quality it delivers is approaching that of mainstream smartphones. The article correctly goes on to note that what that really means is that we're going to be waiting for this for a while. You remember the Samsung Galaxy Fold, right? The folding phone that came out, got broken, and then got pulled back, and we still don't know when the darn thing is coming? Well, I have good news for you because we're already getting rumors about the next Galaxy Fold, which will have a bigger screen and an S Pen and almost certainly will not be given out to tech bloggers before its official release. Of course, we haven't really seen the first one yet, and I have to wonder if maybe it's not a better idea just to punt on that one and bring out this second-gen device as a first-gen device that won't break. Just a thought. LinkedIn announced changes to its news feed that will promote professional content over viral posts. And wait, LinkedIn has a news feed? You mean it's not just for posting your resume and having people not contact you about it? Huh, who knew? Here's a chilling use of technology that honestly the roundup really can't do justice to. We've talked about social credit scores in China. You jaywalk and suddenly you can't buy a car. Stuff like that. Well, it turns out that US companies are using similar methods to decide how much to charge you for products online. This article from Gizmodo uses the example of a box of ballpoint pens from Walmart that costs $9.69 when Walmart has access to your data, but only $4.15 when it doesn't. Basically, Walmart uses algorithms and machine learning to figure out just how much you'll spend for an item. You need to read the whole piece on Gizmodo. It's really gross, just like so much in American business, but yay capitalism, right? And finally, in a parenting move straight out of my playbook, one gamer's father was apparently angry at his son and demanded that he stop playing a game for some reason. When the son, who sounds a lot like my son at times, told his dad he couldn't stop playing, well, let's just say dad solved that problem. I'll let you listen.
Do you want me to go, Tunnels? Dad, what are you talking about? What do you mean I'm done? Middle of a game. I literally cannot quit right now. I literally cannot quit right now. Why are you so angry? Don't turn off the computer. He just turned off the computer.
I mean, the bot would be better, right? Don't turn off the computer. He turned off the computer.
Way to go, Dad. So that is going to do it for today's Digit Daily. If you'd like to learn more about any of these stories, check out the links in the show notes and subscribe to our daily newsletter on digit.com. And if you like what you heard, subscribe, leave a review, and don't forget to tell your friends about digitdailypod.com. Once again, I'm Adam Dowd, Dead Technology on Twitter, and we'll talk again tomorrow. No, honey, I can't take out the garbage yet. I'm still recording my podcast. No, don't stop the recording. Don't stop the...